Have you ever met someone who seemed too good to be true? Charming, confident, and utterly captivating? Yet something in the back of your mind whispered, "Be careful." This feeling, this intuitive warning, might be your first encounter with a shadow that walks among us. A shadow defined by three interconnected traits, known as the Dark Triad. Welcome to a journey into the heart of human complexity, where we'll peel back the layers of manipulation, grandiosity, and cold indifference. This isn't just about understanding villains in movies. It's about understanding the subtle, and sometimes not so subtle, dark patterns that can shape our world. First, let's step into the world of the master strategist, the Machiavellian. This trait is named after Niccolo Machiavelli, the Renaissance diplomat who famously wrote that the ends justify the means. For someone high in Machiavellianism, life is a grand chessboard, and every person is a pawn to be moved. They are the puppet masters, pulling strings with calculated precision. Their currency is information, their weapon is deception, and their goal is always personal gain. They might flatter you, befriend you, and earn your trust, all while planning 3 moves ahead for how that trust can serve their own agenda. They don't necessarily enjoy causing harm. For them, it's just business. Morality is flexible, loyalty is conditional, and a lie is just a tool. It's a cold, pragmatic approach to human relationships, viewing others not as people with feelings, but as resources to be managed and exploited on the path to power. Now, imagine shifting the spotlight from the strategist to the star of the show. This is the realm of the narcissist. Unlike the Machiavellian who sees others as pawns, the narcissist barely sees them at all. The world is their stage, and everyone else is just the audience. Expected to applaud, narcissism is defined by a grandiose sense of self-importance, a deep-seated need for excessive admiration, and a startling lack of empathy for the feelings of others. They believe they are special, unique, and deserving of the best of everything. This isn't just high self-esteem. It's a fragile ego built on a fantasy of superiority. When this fantasy is challenged, their charm can evaporate in an instant, replaced by a defensive rage or cold contempt. They are the heroes of their own story, and any narrative that doesn't feature them in a starring, heroic role is simply wrong. This entitlement leads them to exploit relationships, demand special treatment, and dismiss the needs and emotions of those around them as insignificant background noise. From the strategist and the star, we now descend into a chilling silence. This is the domain of the psychopath. While the other 2 traits involve a degree of calculation and self-obsession, psychopathy is defined by a profound void, a lack of empathy, and remorse. It's not that they don't understand the rules of society, they simply don't feel them. Emotions like guilt, fear, and love are foreign concepts. This emotional emptiness is often paired with high impulsivity and a thirst for stimulation. They are thrill seekers who act on their desires without considering the consequences for themselves or, more importantly, for others. Their charm can be incredibly effective, a predatory mimicry of human emotion designed to disarm their targets. But beneath this mask lies an unsettling detachment. They can inflict pain, betray trust, and shatter lives with the same emotional response you might have to swatting a fly. It is this cold, unfeeling core that makes psychopathy the most dangerous of the 3 traits. If you're finding this exploration of the human mind fascinating, make sure you're subscribed to the Perception Loop so you don't miss our next deep dive. So, we have the schemer, the superstar, and the predator. But what happens when these traits converge in a single individual? This is where the Dark Triad becomes truly toxic. These traits are not isolated. They feed and reinforce one another. A narcissist's need for admiration can fuel a Machiavellian's manipulative schemes. The psychopath's lack of empathy makes it easy to execute those schemes without a shred of guilt. Imagine a CEO who is narcissistic enough to believe he deserves a massive bonus, Machiavellian enough to cook the books to get it, and psychopathic enough to feel nothing when his actions lead to thousands of employees losing their jobs. This synergy creates a uniquely potent and destructive personality. The narcissist wants to win, the Machiavellian knows how to win, and the psychopath is willing to do absolutely anything to win, regardless of the human cost. They become masters of manipulation, capable of weaving intricate webs of deceit that can be nearly impossible to escape. Now, here's a provocative thought. Could these dark traits, in some small measure, actually be beneficial? Evolutionary psychology suggests that in the brutal competition for resources and mates, moderate levels of these traits might have offered a survival advantage. A dash of Machiavellian cunning could help you outsmart a rival. A touch of narcissistic self-confidence might make you a more attractive leader. Even a degree of psychopathic fearlessness could be an asset in a high-stakes, dangerous environment. Think of a ruthless corporate negotiator, a charismatic but self-serving politician, or a surgeon with the steely nerve to perform a higher-risk operation. In these contexts, traits we label as dark can, paradoxically lead to what society deems success. This doesn't excuse harmful behavior, of course, but it forces us to confront an uncomfortable truth. The line between ambition and Machiavellianism, between confidence and narcissism, between boldness and psychopathy, can be terrifyingly thin. It suggests that the seeds of the Dark Triad might lie dormant. in some small way, within the broader spectrum of human nature. Understanding the Dark Triad framework is so crucial because it gives us a new lens through which to view human behavior. It moves beyond simple labels like bad person and provides a more nuanced understanding of the specific mechanisms of manipulation. When you can identify whether you're dealing with someone driven by ego, by strategic gain, or by a simple lack of empathy, you are better equipped to protect yourself. It's like knowing the difference between a con artist, a bully, and a predator. Each requires a different strategy to disarm and disengage. This knowledge is not about diagnosing others from a distance. It's about recognizing patterns of behavior. It's about empowering yourself with awareness, so you can navigate the complex social world and identify the red flags of toxic influence before they cause harm. It's a tool for intellectual self-defense. We've journeyed through the calculated world of the Machiavellian, stood in the spotlight of the narcissist, and peered into the void of the psychopath. We've seen how these traits can combine to create a perfect storm of toxicity, and how, in milder forms, they might even masquerade as ambition and success. The Dark Triad isn't just a psychological curiosity, it's a fundamental aspect of the human condition, representing the shadows that coexist with our light. Recognizing these patterns isn't about becoming cynical or paranoid. It's about becoming wiser, more discerning, and better able to protect your own well-being. It is a reminder that the most complex and sometimes dangerous puzzles are not out in the world, but inside the human mind. If this journey into the depths of psychology resonated with you, hit that like button and share your thoughts in the comments below. What have your experiences been? And don't forget to subscribe to the Perception Loop for more content that challenges how you see the world. Thank you for watching.